Want to know a fun fact? The first ever handheld game console released in 1979, named
the Milton Bradley Microvision Handheld.
And it came with something amazing, a button that said, balls. Moving on. It wouldn't be until the year 2000 where we would finally see our first console with a home screen. And since then, we've gotten like 30 more of these bad boys. And today I'm gonna rank them with our trusty scale of perfect to ass.
Congratulations, you are now holding in your hands your key to total wireless access.
Mom? This isn't a normal calculator. The Civico 2000 looks like a spy calculator you would have bought at the Scholastic Book Fair. A very stupid one, but hey, it gets some points, because if I was a teacher, there's no way he's playing games on that thing. I'll be honest, if you were a 6-year-old who needed a business card in the year 2000, you probably need some counseling. The Civico is more of a prehistoric smartphone than it is a gaming console. But hey, we do have men's room too, and that shit slaps.
There is no men's room 1, to my knowledge.
Being that this is the first handheld home screen, the Civico is so special. Just not in a good way. 4. The GP32 is the godfather of emulation handhelds. And yes, it might be looked back upon fondly by fans who actually got to play it, but this home screen is ass. This is the only existing footage I can find, and by the looks of it, this screen is worse for gaming than a freaking Kindle. Ass. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hello?
You've won a shitty handheld.
The Nokia N-Gage. The Nokia N-Gage was $300 on release. The Game Boy at the time, $100. I mean, come on. This home screen is so bland and soul-sucking. I don't know if the purpose is to be a phone or to be a game console. I don't think it actually does well at either of those.
Does it feel good to play? Absolutely not.
4. Wikipedia says the Game King line was a series of low-end handhelds. But come on, don't do that. Just look at him. He's a fat Game Boy Advance. The home screen here is as straightforward as it gets. You have 3 games and 3 options. What? Ass. The Zodiac was born into an era where if it came with a touchscreen, it was considered tech. Yeah, I'm not buying it. The UI, and honestly even the physical console itself, looks like a dollar store generic media device. There is no personality, and you know that it was just made to be as cheap as possible. I will say, I do like the general layout of the home screen, but why is there a organizer and then my stuff? Poor.
Well, the wait is over. This is Nintendo DS.
Finally, we have some freaking content to talk about. Looking back at the Nintendo DS is like finally coming home for Christmas, although your house is just a little more broken down and decrepit than you remember. Nintendo brings us our first home screen with some actual personality. It's also intuitive and makes you want to explore all of these colorful options, and you can even change your home screen color if you want. And I really love how the DS cartridge is on top and then the Game Boy Advance slide is underneath. This is insanely good design that goes with the overall concept of the system. It's badass. However, I don't really know how to describe the overall vibe here. This white grid background feels like I'm being brainwashed the longer I look at it. The DS is primitive. It lacks that real charm that Nintendo is capable of. But hey, fuck me, it has Picto Chat. Pass.
Please welcome the latest addition to the PlayStation family.
Hey, please disregard the anime guy, cause it's the only video I could find. I think it's important to point out that the PSP home screen is the foundation for what would eventually become the PS3s. And if you watch my console home screen video, you know exactly how I feel about that one. It's just so long. Jokes aside, I remember when I got my PSP and thinking that this is just the peak. This is the future of gaming, all inside of a handheld. The PSP UI is just a shrunk down version of what the PS3 ended up being. And that's awesome because it's still the same simple design, but with no clutter, and you don't even lose any functionality. Almost everything you need is still at the forefront here. It's just not so fucking long. My only gripe is that if you loaded up a bunch of music on this thing and wanted it to be like your new iPod, it would be horrible to swipe up and down to find your music. But I still don't care. Perfect. S tier because it has negative 1 million aura for being named the Gizmonda, and it had frickin' ads built in 2005. Honestly though, shout out to Tiger, because that's like some revolutionary type shit. Still ass. The GP2X released in Korea only, and if you managed to get your hands on one at the time, I'm sure you probably thought it was cool. This home screen though is boring. There are a ton of features and options built directly in here, which I like, and I think that they honestly did a good job of organizing them. But where is the flair or appeal at all? So once again, this home screen has nothing to set it apart from your average tech you'd find at the Dollar Tree. 4.
Our goal is that everything we do blows people away.
The DSi is everything that the DS wanted to be, and it's crazy to think that in 2009, Nintendo came up with this tile layout design that has been in every handheld or console since, and that's for good reason. The aesthetic of the DSi was literally unmatched at the time. All the applications have so much charm and personality. There are so many features just baked directly into this thing. It's awesome. I love how the top screen now displays all these cute photos you've taken. All the games have their own little animations now, and they finally got rid of that dumbass white background. Perfect. I sure hope the next handheld is just as good.
They cut my DS in half!
Hey, Editor Skalo here. So I just recorded a whole bit shitting on the home screen you see here, but it turns out I'm an idiot since this is actually a Linux-based emulator, and the Dingo was one of the first handhelds that people learned how to hack and then port Linux onto, which is pretty cool. The real home screen UI is this one you're looking at now, which is pretty much just a knockoff of the PSP. So since I'm the dumbass, I'll give it a pass.
I know I've been shitting on these emulators a lot, but honestly, the Wiz has a pretty clean and uniform home screen. Everything is right up front. Everything's also orange, but they went and made individual icons to match the aesthetic of the background. And I at least have to appreciate that. I can't really complain here. They used every inch of this screen and put it all into one matching theme. I'll give it a polished. Is this thing a handheld or a laptop for toddlers? Pandora's Box is a cool concept, I guess. I just can't actually find any footage of what the hell the home screen really looks like, so 4. I'm done with the emulators, man. The Canoe is the successor to the GP2X, and although it's considered a commercial failure, I love this shit. It has those Wii-esque home screen vibes, and they actually took the time to create a unique layout for the home screen, and they even threw in these little cute animations for each category. I'm a sucker for intuitive design between the hardware and software, and this home screen does just that. Thank you, Canoe. Polished.
I was gonna put the beaver again, but RIP my goatee, Wada. Okay, I'm gonna channel my inner Scott Wozniak here because I still have this handheld and I just want to show it off like this because it's my favorite one till this day. Mainly because we have face raiders. Yay. If the DSi expanded upon what the DS was doing, this thing just kicks the DSi out of the fucking park. I like how you got your little options menu in the top with your side apps that are always gonna be there. I love that I can customize and move the icons from smaller to bigger if you want that sort of DSi looking shit. Now, what I think is really important here is the settings menu because this was clearly designed for like old people to understand what the hell is going on. There's only 4 options with Nintendo Network ID, but Grandpa ain't worried about that shit. Nintendo's just so good at the way they can display information on the screen in a way that just makes you want to click it. What the hell was I doing going into parental controls at 15? There's no reason for me to be here. Overall, I'm very nostalgia heavy on my 3DS, but you can't lie. This home screen has really everything you'd want, and that's why I'm giving it a perfect. The PS Vita was a banger of a handheld, and so was this home screen. The format is cute and concise. All of your main apps are in these adorable little bubbles, and it's just so nice to look at. The home screen has some classic PS3 elements to it, but then mixes them with the new touchscreen features. And no, my favorite part,
All of these clean ass animations when you slide or click into an app or setting. Killing the game again, Sony. Perfect. Hey, check out my new Neo Geo X. I promise it's a handheld. The Neo Geo X was the first handheld / console that came before the Switch, and it also came with this fucking monstrosity to hook up to the TV. I thought this was a video about home screens. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Pass. The NVIDIA Shield Portable is an Android mounted onto a fat, big boy Xbox controller from 2001, and somehow it could run Borderlands. Technical quality aside, it's a goddamn Android. Pass. Game consoles worldwide. Ass. The GPD XD is what you get when a DS and Xbox controller have sex. The home screen here has a Microsoft Tile vibe, and honestly it looks way better than whatever the hell they tried on the Xbox One. All of these colors help give the home screen some personality and make things stand out. And all the built-in features are simple and easy to navigate whenever you need them. For a handheld console, the developers here actually did a good attempt at making this an experience. Polished. And only 1 year later, the GPD Win came out. The Win stands for Windows, specifically Windows 10. And out of 10, 5. Pass. I already touched on the Switch in my last video because it does count as a home console, and if you want to watch that, click here. But generally, I think the Switch home screen is perfect because it's clean, it's organized, and it doesn't come in a fucking briefcase. Time for some more emulation. Hooray! I have shit on emulators this entire video, and I am finally ready to eat those words, cause man do I love the Evercade home screen. Visuals alone, this may be the most appealing home screen to navigate through, and it's one case where you can really tell that the devs cared about all the small details. Fuck man, look at the screen for Gribbly's Day Out. I don't even know what that is, but this home screen makes me want to play it. My favorite feature about the Evercade home screen is also the one that makes it the most unique. They have built-in hidden games that you can unlock straight from the dashboard. Tell me you've seen that anywhere else. Oh yeah, you can't. The Evercade is a great example of how to make a handheld home screen an experience that actually rivals the home console. Perfect. This is an iPad. You have 300 songs, so good luck finding which one you want. Ass. The Aya Neo has the potential to be perfect. I just can't get over the big ass panel on the side of the screen. It leaves so much to be desired. I get it, the panel is for customization and has some cool little options, but why does it take up a quarter of the screen? Polished. I'm gonna come out the gate swinging. The Steam Deck's variant of the Steam app is miles better than whatever the hell we got going on the PC. I'm serious. Steam on PC is horrible to navigate. Meanwhile, our handheld buddy has a gorgeous layout, side screens containing all the extras you need, and the biggest upgrade, the Friends page. The Friends page on Steam is literal ass. Shift tabbing makes me feel like I'm shitting. Now look at this masterpiece. Perfect. Good job, Val. Hey, have you seen my thummy? No. The thummy is small. I mean, what else were they supposed to do? The physical design is perfect, and I love this damn thing, so it breaks my heart to do this. The home screen is ass. The Playdate is a wildly underappreciated handheld, and I'd argue this home screen is too. For a system all about representing the value of the indie scene, this home screen is a great example of that charm. The whole UI feels like a quick and snappy indie game, and for as much as I do love this adorable pixel art, it just can't hang with the big boys. I will give it credit though. The Playdate does stand out against all the rest of these mid-tiers, so I'll put it at the end of polished. Holy shit, guys, look, it's the AO Neo 2! So, did you finally get rid of that annoying-ass panel from 2 years ago? No? Pass. The ROG Eye is exactly what I wanted from the AO Neo 2. This baby is clean. The options are still there, the customization is still there.
It's just not taking up half of the damn screen.
Good job, Asus. Polished. So here's my list. This one was tough. Out of all of these 31 handhelds, do you agree or disagree with my choices? And as always, you know I'll be ready for that fight in the comments. Whoa, wait. What about the
Milton Bradley Microvision Handheld.
Dad?